Yeah, perfect. All righty. So, Kelsey, did you pop into the chat what you're feeling right now and what you want to leave feeling tonight? Don't put any pressure on me though. I don't like expectations.
I've actually been like typing it out and then being like, no,
Oh,
typing
come
it
on, don't
out.
overthink it.
Because I'm like, I have to put it down into one word, and I'm like, ah. And
Oh,
so,
okay. If it's more than one word, if it's a couple of words, that's fine.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. All righty. So once you've done that, then we will get started. Because I did say be on time. 7:35. It's now 7:36. So yeah. Take a drink. All right, while you're doing that, I was going to wait for you, but I'm not going to now. Yeah, I think for everyone, I think everyone kind of knows me. I'm not sure, Sarah, but yeah, I am Mal, and I'm a transformational specialist. I specialize in transforming these limiting beliefs that are holding you back and keeping you small. I'm also specialize in trauma and nervous system regulation. And so hence why I do the hypnotherapy, because we really get to rewire those belief systems, but also working with breath work and the nervous system, we really get to get into the body and start liberating the body. Because if we only work with the mind, then quite often the body holds the trauma, and so we feel stuck anyway. Even if we've got, great beliefs, we still have these beliefs that we're trying to work within the body, and they actually drive the show. Yeah, so we will get started. So I'm just going to, what did you get? Release of triggers to fully feel aligned with myself. Beautiful. Awesome. Thanks, honey. Yeah, love it, love it. So I'm just going to minimize that chat. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I just want to close that chat for now. Oh my God, what am I doing? Okay, right. Let me just make this a little bit bigger. Sorry, I always start off the session a bit clunky with my with my technical stuff, as I'm trying to make that bigger. Oh, well, I'm just going to leave it that size.
That's the pain of existence of technology.
I'm not too bad, but every now and then we get a little bit clunky. But anyway, tonight's session is about shift and shake. And so just the idea dropped into my mind, and I like to run off these inspirations at the moment. So the idea is that you come along with a limiting belief that you would like to shift. All right, so we can either decide that we want to release the belief, and we can breathe to that. We can do the journaling to bring the awareness to it. We can do the breath work to help release it, or we're going to create space for it. Because sometimes we think, yeah, I really would like to get rid of or let go of or release this limiting belief. But sometimes it's actually not ready to go because we haven't fully integrated that belief or fully integrated that belief back into wholeness. And what I mean by that is we've actually discharged the emotion, or we've discharged the emotional charge to it. All right. So sometimes it keeps popping back up because it's still got something to teach us. So what I'm going to invite you into tonight is actually just creating space for it if it's not ready to go, or if you feel that you're not ready to release it. So that's the intention for the session tonight, is to release or create space for a limiting belief that you would like to work with tonight. So the structure is that we're going to try and keep it to an hour. It might go slightly over. So if anybody needs to leave right at the very end, then you're more than welcome to jump off. JJ, if you are happy just to share your video, I really, really love to connect with people's energy. That's awesome. Thank you so much. If you feel comfortable with that, yeah. So I'm just going to start with a little tiny mini teaching talking about limiting beliefs. Then I'm going to pop in the thread in the chat some journal prompts. So we're going to spend a little bit of time just fleshing out, just getting some more awareness around this limiting belief. Then we're going to do a short integrative breathwork practice. So this is a practice that is good for moving energy. It's good for shifting energy so then we can take action. So we're not going to go into an altered state of consciousness tonight where we really start to move a lot of energy and start to unearth any trapped pain, trauma. We're just going to do a short integrative breathwork practice just to shift some energy, to see what wants to come through and to create a little bit more space for this belief. Because sometimes what happens is we hold on so tightly to what we think is true. So maybe we can just create a little bit more space for it to be there without being so attached to it. Then we're going to move into Liberty Dance. So I absolutely love using movement for just moving the energy, and it just feels so freeing. And so that's why I've termed it Liberty Dance, because it does feel so liberating just to fully let go and shake and bounce up and down. So we're going to move into Liberty Dance, and then so we'll start with a little bit of shaking, and then we'll move into a little bit of intuitive movement. Now I really want to invite you into just getting over yourself and not worrying about what you look like, because no one's going to be looking at each other, because we're all going to be stood up. And if you don't want to be on camera at that point to really feel that you can let go, then yeah, just turn your camera so we can't see you. So right at the very end, we'll have, if we've got a little bit of time, we'll do a couple of shares, and then we will wrap up the session. All right, sound good? Yeah, awesome. So let's just have a little look at limiting beliefs. All right, so let's just all become united here tonight in the fact that we all have them. We all have them. Doesn't matter what part of your journey you're at, whether or not you're a seasoned personal growth person, you've read 50 spiritual books and personal growth books, and you've watched 100 YouTube videos, and you've done 20 courses, you're going to have a limiting belief until the moment that you die. And the thing is, some of those limiting beliefs can resurface when you are starting to push your boundaries, when you're wanting to grow, when you're wanting to expand, when you're wanting to up level, which is why I call it up level breathwork, is because some of those beliefs are going to resurface, especially the one, and we can probably all relate to this, is I'm not enough. I'm not lovable enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not worthy enough. I'm not knowledgeable enough. It's just that one can just is all encompassing, isn't it? It just takes in so much. And so what I've noticed is that as I continue to grow and expand, that those beliefs are going to pop up again. And so at each up level, I get an opportunity to work with what is coming up. So I want to just clear something here, because there is a common misconception that our beliefs primarily live in our mind. All right, that is not true. Our beliefs live in our body, in our soma. All right, and so I just want to share with you. This is Deb Dana. She's written multiple books on polyvagal theory. And so if you can see that picture there without too much glare on it, can you see the autonomic state? And then around that is the story. Okay? So what happens is that, so your beliefs live in your body, and they pop into the mind, right? So they get triggered in the body, and then the mind tries to make sense about what the body is experiencing. So as we grow, especially during those early years between 0 and 7, when we're living in our unconscious mind, we are energetic sponges. And so just really briefly, everything that we experience, we're going to absorb as an energetic blueprint. So it could be, say, for example, your parents share, they're discussing money, right? Let's just use money for an example. Your parents are discussing money, and they might go, darling, I don't know if I've got enough money to pay for the groceries this week. And the mum turns around and she goes, well, what are we going to do? The kids are going to starve. And you're 5 years old, and you're sitting at the dining room table, and you take on those words, you take on the energy behind those words, and it causes a little ping in your system. You're like, oh, well, what am I going to do? You know, we're going to starve. And so that creates what we call like a little rupture, a little imprint in your system. Now, say there is, you know, fighting around money, there's all sorts of things that happens around money as you're growing up. Well, that's going to create a huge energetic blueprint around money beliefs for you. And so every time, yeah, you're getting that, Kelsey. So every time, you know, something comes up around money, you're going to get triggered in your soma, in your nervous system, which is then going to create the story in your mind. Now, the thing is, you don't necessarily remember what happened at 5 years old in the conversation that happened at the dinner table, or in the kitchen, or in the bedroom, or at the supermarket, you know, in all these different places where there was these intense conversations around money, but your body remembers. And so you're going to create stories in your mind about what the body experienced. And a lot of the time you're like, I don't know why I think the way I do. I don't know why I have these money stories. I don't know why I have all these beliefs around money. It's because a lot of this happened during those formative years when we were in our unconscious mind. So these things tend to layer upon layer upon layer upon layer. And we end up with this kind of big, like, somatic ball of beliefs. So that's why we can't approach our belief system only through the lens of the mind. You'll get so far with it, but then you'll find, you know, your beliefs will come up, you know, maybe in a conversation with somebody, or when you're wanting to expand, you're wanting to create more money, then those beliefs are going to start getting triggered again. And you're like, when I was 5 years old, I thought I was going to starve. And so, you know, I've got this fear around money. And so that doesn't feel safe to me. So I'm going to hold myself back. So the biggest reason, and I'm going to do a masterclass or a workshop around this, because I want people to really understand the real reason why we self-sabotage. Yeah. When's the other shoe going to drop? Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So this is why we need to do energy work alongside mindset work. It's got to be 80% energy work and 20% mindset work, because you can't think your way out of a feeling problem. So I'm just going to share with you a little example from me. And I did do a little video, and I was kind of raw and emotional and vulnerable. But I wanted you to know that I do the work too. I get triggered. And I was just spinning, looping, all these thoughts were going around in my head. I got triggered with my rejection wound, and then I went into story. Big story I was telling, and I knew I was telling myself stories. I knew it, but I couldn't get out of the way of the story because it was in my body, and my body wasn't finished because the story lives in my body. And so I reached out to my community and I shared it with them, and I did some journaling on it, and still it was there. And then I did the breathwork session, and holy shit balls. I had like an eye mask on. I shouldn't have worn that. I was just soaking. I was crying so much. And, that rejection wound just went back to childhood when, I felt like I couldn't be authentic around who I truly am and what I bring to the world because it was too much, it was probably too much for my family. And so, we learn to dull our shine. We learn to, just pull back to fit in. And so that kind of impacts me in really just being fully authentic and who I am and what I've got to share with the world, because that feels in my body too much. And the big people pleaser part of me comes out because I truly want to be relatable to people, but there's a part of me that also wants to be liked. Right? So once I had, done this breathwork session and got into my body, I was like, makes sense now, right? It makes complete sense. And then the story stopped in my mind because I was like, right, I get it. Okay, I get it. Cool, we can move on now. We can move on. Like, I'm not going to say that I'm going to go like full on, I'm 100% done with that, but I know that now the story stopped. I don't need to figure it out anymore because the body told me. The body gave me what it is that I needed to know, because our body has the wisdom. It holds all the intelligence. And I know, Ness, you've done, a few sessions with me. You know the intelligence that comes through. Yeah, exactly. And so, and Kelsey too, you've done the breath work too. I'm not sure about you, Sarah or JJ, but we really are able to tap into the innate wisdom of our heart and our soul when we get out of our head. Right? And this is the place where we take action from. And so that's what I want to do tonight, is I want to just get you out of your heads, get out of your stories and get into your body and shift a bit of energy and take action from that place. Right? Take action from that place. Yeah. Yeah. So one other thing that I've got here is the more dysregulated your nervous system, the harder it is to quieten the story in your mind. And so that's why it's so important that we write that one down, Ness. That's a good one. So, for example, the more stressed you are, then the more you're going to create a story in your mind. So we have to be able to get back into what we call our window of tolerance, right? So you've got hyper-arousal, which is when we're stressed and we're in fight and we're in flight and we're like, do more! You're punch that person over there, whatever, Yeah, it's like that's your stress archetype, right? You either go into flight or you go into fight. And if you can't, fight or flee your situation, then you're going to go into dorsal vagal shutdown, you go into a freeze state, you go into the hideaway. Yeah. You go, oh, well, I'm just going to hide away from the world now because that doesn't feel safe out there. So in those dysregulated states, we can't actually get out of our story as well, right? There's too much going on in your system, or there's too much freeze energy. And when you're in that freeze energy, then that's really sluggish. I'm sorry, Lynette, I'm not letting you in. She's too late. It's well too late. As much as I love her, I'm not letting her in. So you're going to have to watch it on the replay, Nate. I'm going to say that for you now. Yeah, so this is why we have to do this energy work, all right? And I'm going to leave that part there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop some journal prompts in the chat, and we're going to spend just a couple of minutes on each, right? So we're just going to touch on it. We're going to scratch the surface. We're just going to see what's there, just bring a little bit of awareness, and then we're going to go into the breath work and then into the Liberty dance. So once you've done the journal prompts, then I'll quickly talk to you about the breath work that we're going to be doing and the Liberty dance, because from there we'll kind of just flow into the breath work and the dance. So I'm just going to bring up the chat. Oh God, why is that popped down there? Oh my goodness. I've done something a bit crazy with my chat. But anyway, don't you love it? So grab your journals. I've put the prompts in the chat. And I'm going to, so you can either write them down on your journal, or you can just look at the question and start writing out the answer. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of music on. Yeah.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you, and everything you do, and they were all you. I came along, I wrote a song for you. Oh, what a thing to do, and it was called yellow. Oh, so then I took my time. Oh, what a thing to have done, and it was all you. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones until the end. There's something beautiful. Oh, you know I love you so. You know I love you so. You know I love you so. I swam across, I jumped across. Oh, what a thing to do. 'Cause you are, yeah.
You can just start moving on to question 2. If you haven't finished, that's okay. You can finish it later.
It was all you. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones until the end. There's something beautiful in you. For you, I bleed myself. For you, I bleed myself.
So just finishing off question 2, how does it show up in your life? And just moving on to where in your body do you feel this belief is located? So when you think about this belief, like quite often you get a little ping in your system, like a contraction. So is it your throat? Is it in your heart? Is it like in your solar plexus, which is where our core identity is? Is it like in the sacral chakra? Like just see if you can locate it in your body, because when we move into the breath work and the dance, then we really want to be able to create space for that part of you. You could even like put yourself into a situation where this belief might get triggered, and then you might go, oh yeah, I feel it like in my heart or my throat, or it's generally in the core part of the body that you're going to feel it.
You call me out upon the waters, the great unknown.
And if you've located where it is in your body, then you can move on to the next question, which would, how would your life be different if this belief no longer held you back? Like, oh, that gives me goosebumps. And then to expand on that, how do you want to feel? Like if this belief wasn't in your life, how do you want to feel? Like we get to decide, but we have to decide. And what do you want to believe is true? Like, because a lot of the time these beliefs that we tell ourselves aren't true. So what do you want to believe is true instead? Yeah. And if this starts to bring up some emotion, that's completely natural. And I'm going to say good, because we want to be able to start unearthing the emotion. We want it to be felt, because this is how we heal it, is when we feel it. Because otherwise we stuff it down, we numb it, we suppress it, we avoid it, we run away from it, we eat it, we drink it, we shop it. Do lots of things to avoid it, feeling it. Yeah. So just finishing up that question, what we're going to do next is we're going to reframe it. So I'm going to give you an example. All right, so this is called reframing from ego speak to soul speak. All right, because ego speak is literally your limiting belief having a voice. So we want to reframe it to soul speak. So your limiting belief, whatever it is, I just want you to reframe it. And it generally starts with I am. So if your limiting belief is I'm not enough, then it's going to be I am enough. Or if I'm not worthy, I am worthy. Like it's just a literal switch, but you can expand on it like I have there. Okay, so once you've reframed that, this is the next lovely bit. Is we're going to thank it. All right, so let's thank your limiting belief for how it's protected you, because generally the limiting belief's there to protect you and keep you safe. All right, so you might want to say thank your fear of I'm not enough for trying to protect you and keep you safe. It's generally there to try and protect you and keep you safe. So let's just thank it, because it's been trying to do a good job, even though it's not very helpful. All right, let's just thank it. It's like, thank you so much for trying to protect me and keep me safe. All right, I acknowledge you for that. But I'm like, I could say I'm 47 years old now. I don't need that anymore. Now we're going to forgive yourself for believing this limiting belief is true. Right, so you don't need to write this all out. You can just write, I forgive myself for whatever, thinking I'm unworthy, or thinking I'm not enough, or thinking I'm not lovable, or thinking I'm not smart enough, just whatever it is. Just really just dropping into your heart space right now and just forgiving yourself. And I know I'm moving quite fast, but we've got more juicy stuff to do. And then the final one is giving yourself permission to let it go, create space for new possibilities and new ways of being to come through. It's like, yeah, give myself permission to just to move on. So just wrapping up with where you're at with that journaling. And like I say, this is something that you can come back to later and spend more time with if you feel it, like you want to spend a little bit more time expanding on what you've written. So we're going to move into the breath work now. I said it was going to finish at 8:30, so I just want to be mindful of people's time if you've got something to go to at 8:30. So what I'll say is, if at the end of the breath work you need to go, then just let me know, so I know that if you wave me goodbye, that's because you have to go. Otherwise, we probably will go over. I'm suspecting we might finish around maybe 8:40, 8:45. So how does that impact everybody tonight? Like, just show me if you That's good. It's good. Yeah, Kelsey, good. JJ, are you there, honey? Just wondering how that's going to impact you, whether or not you have to leave. Okay. All righty. So hopefully that has started to move some energy, you know, just being able to bring up some memories, some emotions, some feelings. This is how we start to get into the body, and we start to release it. So my invitation to you during this breathwork session is to either decide, yeah, I'm really ready to let this go as much as I can, or I'm like, oh, I'm still kind of like, I'm not sure if I'm ready yet, because in some way maybe that belief's still serving me, and that's okay. We don't want to bring in any shame or judgment here. Like, just be really honest with yourself and go, okay, well, tonight I'm just going to create a little bit of space for it. All right, so I'm just going to allow it to be there. Maybe I'm going to move it slightly. Maybe I'm going to shrink it. All right, so just seeing how you can play with that energy in your body and just going, well, okay, tonight I'm going to shrink it, or tonight I'm going to extract it. So you could use the visualization of cords being pulled out. It's like, yes, let's go, let's release, you know, these energetic cords which are kind of tethering us to these emotions and these beliefs from the past. So, you know, just feel into what would feel good for you to release this tonight. Release it, let go of it, create space for it, shrink it, move it. You know, maybe it's in your solar plexus and it's affecting your core identity, and you want to move it down to your big toe. Like, move it to your big toe. Like, you know, let's play with this. Let's not be so serious about ourselves and be so serious about our beliefs. Let's have a bit of fun with them, because otherwise, you know, we get all down on ourselves and we beat ourselves up like I do. So let's have a little bit of fun with this tonight. This is going to be a lighthearted transmission. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into 3 phases, right? So we're going to use 3 different breath patterns. The first breath pattern is going to be, let me just find my notes here. So the first breath pattern is going to be called the pulse breath. So we're not going to, you can breathe as powerfully as you want. Sometimes it's quite nice to play with it. You can slow it down, you can speed it up. So I'm going to invite you into slowing it down at the end of the phase. So we're going to breathe into the nose and out through the mouth. So it's a pulse breath. So it's 2 pulses. So into the nose, out through the mouth. All right, so that's going to be for the first phase. And the first phase that we're going to be working with is just acknowledging the belief. All right, we're just going to see how it's been impacting you, how it's been showing up in your life. We're just saying, yep, I see you, I acknowledge you, I see the impact that you've been making, and that's okay. We're just going to see that part and just how it's been there. All right, so the first phase is just acknowledging. The next phase that we're going to move into is the release. All right, so we're going to either release it or we're going to create space for it. So for that breath, we're going to be using the blow breath. Now, this is a little bit more, creates a little bit more energy. This one we're going to be using in and out of the mouth, and we're going to be pushing the belly out. So on the exhale, the belly snaps out. The inhale happens naturally. So you can see my belly. It is quite an intense breath. So listen to your body. If it feels good, if you're feeling you're getting a little bit lightheaded, then just ease back a little bit. But we want to be breathing enough air tonight to shift some energy. All right, we're not just going for a walk and we're just, you know, having a lovely stroll and your normal breathing pattern. We're doing breath work, right? It requires a bit of work. So just listen to your body, though, and breathe enough air to shift it without it sort of feeling like, you know, you're going to faint or whatever, all right? So listen to your body over my cues, but also remembering we're actually doing breath work tonight. The third phase is expand, all right? So we're going to use the shamanic breath, which is a 3-part breath, breathing into the belly, into the chest, and out through the mouth. You don't have to remember all this. I'm going to cue you as we're going, but I'm just showing you the breath pattern now. So it's all done with the mouth. You can either suck the air in, right? So we're going to breathe into the belly. So this is the lower chakras, breathing into the upper chakras, which is the chest, and then out through the mouth. Okay, so we're just going to really slow that one down. We're going to do nice, deep, intentional breaths with that. So there's no pause between the inhale and the exhale with any of these breathing patterns. They're conscious, continual breaths, and that's how we really start to shift energy in the body. All right, so the last phase is going to be expanding into what you desire. So in that journal prompt where you were asking yourself, how do you want to feel? You know, what would your life be like if this belief was no longer impacting you? We're going to start shifting into that. Let's expand. Let's expand into what we truly desire. So we're going to expand into that, all right? So I'm really going to invite you to open up your body, like really expanding, like really feeling like, yes. Right, I love this expanding phase. Okay, so any questions about the breath and any of the breath patterns? No? We good? Okay. JJ, I'm not sure where you are, if you're still there, but just pop your head on so I know you're there. Then we're going to move into Liberty Dance, right? So straight from that breath work, just find your feet, okay? Because you might feel a little bit lightheaded at first. So I don't want you to fall over, so just find your feet. We're going to start with the shaking trance. So this is done with your feet flat on the floor, right? So you keep your feet flat on the floor, and then we just shake the upper body. All right, so I'll give you a quick demo. So feet flat on the floor, and we're just literally just shaking our body. So we're starting with the lower body first and moving up, and it's like we're turning the dial up. So we're going from 1 to 10. So by the time we get to 10, you're going to be like shaking full on. All right, shake the hands. Feel where that energy is in your body and allow it to shake and release and let go. And then the last song, we're just going to do a little bit of intuitive movement, just allowing your body just to move with the music in a way that feels good. All right, and then we're going to come back down to seat, and we're going to finish off with just bringing ourselves, quietening the system, bringing ourselves back into our heart space. So we're going to do a heart chakra. I've got my heart chakra ball, right? And then we can do quick share, and then you can run off and enjoy the rest of your evening. All right? Sound good? Yes. Okay, so you can do this seated, all right? You don't need to lie down, but I, kind of invite you to get, comfortable. So you've got a seated back position. It's nice. If you want to lay down, lay down. It doesn't matter if you want to sit up or lay down. Just make yourself comfy. Is the most important thing. If you are lying down, please make sure that your head is nice and flat, all right? Because we don't want to be cricking our neck so we can't breathe properly. Okay. So I'm just going to do a quick drop in, and then we're going to move straight into the breath patterns, all right? But don't worry, I'm going to cue you. So I just want to check that you can hear. Actually, I'll put on a louder song. Can you hear the music and my voice at the same time? Does the music need to go up, or is it about right? Yeah? Is everyone happy? You're saying up with what? Sarah? With the music? All right, I'll just go up a slight notch. Is that still all right for everybody? My voice and the music at the same time? Yeah? Okay, perfect. All right, so getting yourself comfy. to a nice comfy position, sitting up or lying down. So just closing down those eyes. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more time, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just feeling into the surface beneath you, just allowing the sit bones to be heavy, or just allowing the weight of your body just to be fully supported right now. My invitation is to see how much you can just surrender that body into the ground beneath you. And I want you to feel like there are roots coming up from Mother Earth. Beautiful, long tendrils coming right up from Mother Earth and meeting you, coming up to support you, to hold you. Just feeling the support coming up to meet you. And then down from the universe, we're going to pull down some beautiful universal white light coming down. And if you don't see the universal white light, just feel the energy coming down and washing over your body. Circulating your body in a beautiful bubble of protection, of safety. That's it. And now we're going to move into the first phase. So the first phase is the pulse breath. So we're going to breathe in through the nose for the count of 2, out through the mouth for the count of 2. All right, so So just allowing your body to find its rhythm today. Find a natural rhythm with this breath pattern, just as we drop into this first phase. Really feeling into the body as the breath is coming in through the nose and out through the mouth. That's it. Just allowing that breath to circulate, just finding your pace and your cadence that feels so good to your system today. How good can you make this breath feel to your body tonight? So really allowing this breath to feel good in your system. We don't need to overdo it, but just allow it to feel good. Maybe just really feeling that breath coming into the belly, into the chest. And then as it's going out, it's going down through the chakras, going back down again. I'm going to invite you just to bring into your awareness the limiting belief that you came to this session with tonight. Right? We're just acknowledging that limiting belief and how it's been showing up in your life, the impact that it's been having on your life. What has it been stopping you from doing? How has this belief been holding you back? Just acknowledging it. We're not here to judge it or shame it. It's just acknowledging, yeah, You've been getting in the way of me doing XYZ or me feeling XYZ. Just acknowledging it right now. So just staying with that breath as we just acknowledge the belief for how it's been showing up. Just feeling the energy starting to shift and move in the body. And remember that we want this breath to feel good to the body. How good can you make it feel? Like if you need to slow it down and really be intentional about it. Just feeling into your body where this breath is, like where the belief is located. Like where did you locate it in your body? Just maybe just placing your hand on that area. Yeah, that's it. Just locating it and just saying, yes, I acknowledge you. I've felt you. I've felt the impact from you. Yeah. Just being with the body. Being so present with the impact of that belief. With full awareness, full acceptance. Just acknowledging it. That's it. And at any point, any emotion starts to arise, I invite you just to lean into that emotion, right? Lean into it. Just see what wants to be felt, what wants to be expressed through this emotion tonight. How can you go into the nucleus of it and trust that on the other side of it is liberation? All right, just leaning into what wants to be felt, what wants to be expressed tonight. Just another 40 seconds here. With this, acknowledging the belief and the impact that it's been having on your life. Just feeling where it's located in your body. Beautiful, you're all doing amazing. Right, just slowing that breath right down now as we exit this phase. I just really want you to slow it down as much as you can, but while still being really intentional about bringing that breath into the body. Just really slowing it down as we exit the first phase. And just 3 more breaths here. Beautiful. And just releasing that breath for a moment. Just feeling into the body. Just feeling into the energy in your body. And now we're going to move into the second phase, all right? So this breath we're going to use is the blow breath. So this is done all through the mouth. So the emphasis is on the exhale and the inhale happens naturally. All right, so moving into that breath pattern now. So again, finding the cadence and the rhythm that feels good to your body tonight. You don't want to blow the body out, just really being intentional about bringing the breath into the belly and blowing it out through the mouth, all done through the mouth, just as we settle into this next phase of release. And if it feels too much for your system, just really just slow it down. Maybe even just lay down if you're feeling a little bit lightheaded. Just really honoring what's coming through for your body tonight. All right, really honoring your system tonight. Just being with what is. So this is the release phase, all right? So you've felt into your body where that belief has been stored, where it gets triggered, where you feel that rupture in that wound, that energy. All right, now let's just play with it. Let's just see, does it want to release? Does it want to release tonight? Are you ready to let this belief go? Just asking yourself, am I ready to let this belief go tonight? Or just at least release some of the tightness that you've been holding on to it. Are you ready to shrink this belief? Are you ready to create space for it? You know, just creating some spaciousness can still be there, but it doesn't get to drive the show. All right, it doesn't get to drive the show. So just feeling into this release phase. How does that belief get to be there? So again, if it feels good, just to feel into your body, just placing your hands on your body and just being with that. And just asking yourself, how would your life be different if this belief no longer held you back? How would your life be different? We have thanked the belief for trying to protect you and keep you safe. You've forgiven yourself for thinking that the belief is true. You've even given yourself permission tonight to let it go or create space for it. So let's do that. Let's play with it. Let's have fun with it. Let's really just create some space. Sometimes when we do breath work for the first time, it doesn't always feel good. All right, it doesn't always feel good because we're getting into the body. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We're getting into the body and we're actually starting to move some energy, and sometimes we're bringing up stuff that doesn't feel good, and that's okay. All right, we just meet ourselves where we're at any given time on our journey and just give ourselves compassion for what we're feeling, just knowing that we're showing up anyway. Yeah. All right, just be gentle with yourself. All right, and if you're in the release phase, just really seeing if you can start to just move the body. How does the body want to move? You know, does it, you want to, that's it. Just create some space. How does the body want to move? Let's start moving the energy. Yeah, that's it. Just start moving the energy. And just as we move into this last part of the release phase, just trusting that what you've released tonight is enough. The amount of space that you've created is enough right now. All right, so just slowing that breath right down, being really intentional about bringing the belly in through the mouth. Last 20 seconds in this release phase. Right, so now we're going to move into expand. So we're going to move into the shamanic breath now. So breathing into the belly, into the chest, and out through the mouth. And this is all done through the mouth. Into the belly, into the chest, and out through the mouth. So just finding your rhythm, finding your cadence with this breath as we move into the expansion phase. So who do you get to be when this belief isn't driving the show? How do you get to show up? For yourself and for other people? Let's bring in how you want to feel. How do you want to feel? Let's expand into that. Let's make that big. Let's really bring in how you want to feel. Let it expand. Let it just be the biggest part of you right now. We've shrunken that belief. You've moved it to your big toe. You've released it. Now really expanding into who you want to be. How do you want to show up for yourself? What do you want to feel? Just allowing that to be the biggest part of you right now. Really feeling that energy. Whatever it is for you. Maybe just bringing in your reframe of that belief. I am enough. I am worthy. Really feeling the energy behind those words. I am worthy. I am enough. Whatever your reframe is, let's breathe into that. Yes. Expanding into it. Yeah. Okay, let's bring in the light now. All right, let's filling up the body with light. All right, we've shrunk the belief. You've released it. Now let's fill the body up with light. Just meeting that part of you that's been believing that belief, just sending it your heart energy now. Sending it your heart energy. Thanking it for trying to protect you, for trying to keep you safe. Just sending it so much love right now. As you expand into who it is that you truly desire to be. Just slowing that breath right down now. Slowing it right down. Just breathing in the safety. I am safe. I am safe to expand into this new part of me, this new way that I want to feel. I am so safe. Bringing in the safety into the system right now. I am so safe. Maybe just saying to yourself, I am safe. I am so safe. To expand into feeling more lovable, more enough, more worthy. Whatever your reframe is, just saying to yourself, I am so safe to feel. And from this place of expansion and safety, what is your next step that you're going to take? What is the next aligned action step that you're going to take from this space of expansion, of safety? And just completing this phase with 3 more rounds of this breath. So breathing into the belly, into the chest, out through the mouth, into the belly, into the chest, and out through the mouth. Into the belly, into the chest, and out through the mouth. And just settling the system here. Just returning to your natural breath. Just taking your time, but we're going to move into the next phase with Liberty Dance. So let's bring in some more energy as we go into another phase of release. So when you're ready, just coming up to your feet. All right, so we're going to do just a minute or two of the shaking. All right, let's just see if there's any more energy that wants to come out. So this is just feet planted on the floor. All right, so the feet aren't bouncing up and down. It's just the body is shaking. All right, just the body is shaking. Breathing in through the mouth, and on the exhale, making a sigh. Ah. Breathing in, sighing out through the mouth. Ah. Let's bring some sound into it. Ah. How does this belief want to be released today? Really creating space. That's it. Really shaking it out, moving that energy out, shaking the hands. Really just letting, that's it. Just really letting that energy go. Just in a way that feels good. Let's just not worry what anybody thinks about us. Let's not worry what we look like. Let's just move the body. Let's move the energy. That's it. Letting go, shaking it out. Let's create more space. Let's create more expansion for you, for your true authenticity, for who you really want to be and show up in the world. It's really allowing yourself to let go and shake it out. Have some fun with it. Have some fun with it tonight. Right, another 30 seconds here. That's it. Beautiful. Let's move that energy. Yes. Just feeling that spaciousness opening up in your body for more truth, for more power, for more worthiness, for more self-love. That's it, Kelsey. Woohoo! Go Ness. Go Sarah. I can't see you, Sarah, but I know you're doing it. Beautiful. All right. And just winding down that energy. That's it. Just feeling the energy that you've created in your body today. And now for the next 2 minutes, we're just going to do some intuitive movement. All right. So how do you get to show up in your true authenticity? Just closing the eyes down and just allowing your body to move however you desire to move in this world. How is that for you? Is it flowing? How is the movement going to represent who you are? Just allowing the body just to guide you. Listen to the beat. Listen to the beat and allow that to move you and allow the body to move in the way it wants to tonight. And just another 30 seconds here. Doing amazing, ladies. I'm so proud of you for embracing this tonight. Yes, that's it. Liberate yourselves with a liberty dance. Woo! That's it. You get to be, all of you, you get to be amazing. That's it. Unleash yourself. Unleash yourself. That's it. Beautiful. Whew. And when you're ready, just coming back down to a seated position. We're just going to finish off with just 1 minute 30, because I'm well and truly gone over time now, of the chakra healing bowl, just to settle the energy, just to bring us back into our heart spaces, just to see what's been shifted, what's moved tonight. And then we'll have a wee share for those who want to stay, for those who need to go. I completely understand. So just closing your eyes down now, just settling the energy in your body. And my invitation to you now is just to feel into who is here now. Maybe just placing your hand on your heart. And feeling into who is here now. What shifted tonight? What did you shake up, out? What did you release? What did you create space for? So more of your authenticity can shine. Just feeling into what you expanded and up-leveled into tonight. Just knowing that this is a journey and this is a practice we come back to continually expand, explore, to play. Let's not forget about playing. Okay, we want to bring a light heart to our healing journey, otherwise we'll feel a bit depressed about it. Yeah. All right. We're just going to finish off by just saying to yourself 3 times, thank you. I love you. And sometimes those words might not have been something that you've said ever. Thank you. I love you. Just seeing if you can allow space in your heart to receive your own words. And one more time. Thank you. I love you. Alrighty. So that concludes the session. I'm so sorry it's gone over, but I hope you got a lot of value out of tonight. I often over-deliver. It's the people-pleasing part of me. I want you to like me and enjoy it and come back. I'm so hot now. But I'm just going to open up the space. If anybody needs to go, then I completely understand and honor your time. And I'm so sorry if I've impacted your evening. But I just want to, yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, if anyone needs to go. If you want to share, stay, and I'd love to hear your takeaways. Go, Kelsey. Yeah.
I just want to say thank you so much. I shook off a lot of, I'm going to just say garbage, rubbish, whatever.
Good.
And I am ready for sleep.
Yeah.
And because time difference.
Yeah, yeah. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. I'm just so grateful that I was able that we were able to make space together today.
Yeah.
And I feel the space that, like, when I was like being me.
Yeah, good.
That was like the feeling. It was just like, I'm being me.
Yeah. Yeah. Good,
Like,
good.
I don't
Yeah.
need to worry about all the like other factors. Just like keep rocking it the way I am, because
Yeah. Keep showing up.
I keep showing up and let go of the other shoe dropping.
Yeah, exactly. And I just want to ask, before we move on to the next person, so when your intention that you set at the beginning was how you wanted to feel at the end, how do you think how you went with that?
Oh, a lot better.
Oh,
I
good.
mean, I need to refer back to what I would like. Hold on. So I look for this.
I can't remember now. I'd have to find the chat.
Okay, well, like for me, it was more my ego speaking, because like I had more realizations where it was like, well, I need to do this and this and this and this and this, and I've been very detailed, and that's actually very important for me, and something I'm not willing to let go, because I need that structure and detail in my life. And I'm grateful that I have a job that I'm showing up to all the time, that I actually enjoy. I enjoy teaching the physical therapies, accompanied at the with the chiropractor that I work with. I'm grateful that there's a challenge every single day, and that I'm not feeling so burdened by
Beautiful.
by my past, because it's like
Yeah.
it's behind me. It no longer controls me. I'm showing myself and showing my company as well that I don't need to have like a label, PTSD, depression, anxiety, and that I don't need to disclose that information, because I'm in a place where I'm believing I'm better. I believe that I actually can achieve these things, because I've been setting achievable goals. But I had to shake off that whole like, can I do it all thing, right? Like,
amazing.
Can I like,
awesome.
am I able to do it with grad, or first starting off completing the rest of my courses, and then going into grad school and everything, and honoring within myself that I want my own baby. I do. I want my own baby.
Oh, well, thank you so much for showing up so powerfully and sharing tonight.
Lots of things, beautiful things.
Kelsey.
And it's midnight here, so I'm gonna say goodnight to everyone.
You get yourself off to sleep, honey. All right. Thanks for showing up.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right.
Thanks. Bye, everyone. Good
See ya.
night.
Bye, Kelsey.
Good morning. Good time.
Oh, amazing. Sarah, Ness, does anybody want to share? Either one. Okay, Sarah, you made it.
Okay. Yeah, wow. It was really powerful. I've done breathwork sessions before, but just didn't have as much of an impact. And so what was so great was that my limiting belief was that I can't hold being a good mother and being successful in business, like financially business. Either one goes or the other goes. Like you can't be a good mom and you can't have the other one. And so that was mine. And
beautiful.
I noticed that in the breathing, it was like kids when they blow, you know, when they pop holes and things. And so it felt like it was expanding, you know, like holes were coming. It was like a cobweb. It wasn't so solid. And I could see that my body didn't want to let that belief go, you know, but it was okay to just have little holes come, because it's kind of like just one puff at a time. And then I can't remember which part, but I had this image then of, you know, because how can you be a good mom? And there of me actually standing on stage and then my daughters being like in the front row, you know, and then coming up on the stage and taking the microphone and saying, I'm so proud of my mum.
Oh my God.
You know, and it wasn't like, and I just felt, oh my goodness, it is possible. It is possible. I just needed an image to hold on to know that it's possible. And so that's what came for me. And then I was like, oh, and then when you did the moving and the dancing, it was just like, okay, now I can let go. And it was just like when you see something fracture and all the pieces disappear and the light can come in, because then with the movement, it was like my chest expanded, because now like it's gone. I can be lighter, I can be braver, I can step into all those things because I have a new belief. So yeah, it was
my
amazing.
God.
Thank you.
So good. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. So beautiful. And, you know, I think so many people can resonate with that. How can I be a good mother and a successful career woman? You know, like, how can I hold both of those? And for you to be able to have that shift at the end there with the girls and you know, up on stage. Oh my word, that is so beautiful. And I just love the fact that you were able to just really, with that Liberty dance, like just really liberate yourself from that even more fully.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for showing up and leaning in, you know, it's like you did it. I just create the space and the container for it to happen. So amazing. Thank you. It was beautiful.
Thank you.
Ness. I love it when you try and unmute yourself.
It should be so simple.
It's not on your phone.
Oh, don't worry. When you're having technical issues, I'm with you all the way, girl. My limiting belief was that I am always responsible for my family, and I've had a weekend like that. But they're all growing. So that was where I started, and I moved through to actually I hold on really tight, and I think I do it on purpose, and I do it for fear of being judged, like I always thought I was when I was a single mum. And it's translated into I still think I'm responsible for the choices that they make. And so and as we went through, it became, you can let them go now, you've done your job. I understand that I lived in a place where I just always feel like I'm being judged about the job that I did as a mum. But yes, so I got to step back, let it go, and trust.
Amazing.
And I feel much, much more settled about that now than I did when I started.
Good. So you really shifted that energy. You've allowed you. So what did you expand into? Was it the trust?
Trust.
Yeah.
Trust that I have done the job. You know, I did do a great job. Trust that I did. And trust them that they can, you know.
Yes. And do you know what, Ness, when you do that, I think I might have mentioned it to you before, but when we step back, it allows other people to step up. You know, we think, oh my God, you know, if I step back, they're gonna like fall. But actually, no, you know, you're saying, I
think
trust.
the only reason that I worry about them falling is because I worry about what other people are going to say about the job that I did as their mum.
Right.
And I know I did a great job.
Yeah.
Because I can see in the people that they are that I did. Yeah. I just have to let it go, step back.
Yeah. And remind, you know, we kind of have to remind ourselves, because you know, it's easy to fall back into our old defaults. our old default ways of
Because I've been
thinking.
here before.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, you'll never go back to the way you were in the beginning when you were completely lost in the story. Like now you can see it with, like, oh yeah, I'm doing that thing again. And you might kind of like get lost. You might kind of like put that suit on again for a day or two, or maybe a week, or maybe a couple of weeks if you're really holding on to it. But each time you bring your awareness back to it and you bring a little bit more light and a little bit more love into it, then it starts to release. It starts to let go of its hold. Yeah, and that's all we can do. That's all we can do, is we keep on showing up and bringing the love.
I haven't let it all go, but there's definitely lots more space around it.
Yeah, beautiful. And there might be a part of you that wants to hold on to it for some reason, because sometimes it takes a little bit longer for us to really learn the lesson that we're here to learn about it, and to be able to let it go, and that's okay too. That's okay. Yeah.
I've become really aware when Eden started school at the beginning of the year last week. That was my very first day of school as a mum.
Yeah.
And so I'm really aware. I'm just working on that. I'm finding a place inside me too, for that to be okay and not to be sadness, for that to be a happiness.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you so much, Sarah, Ness, for sharing and for showing up and for leaning in. And I appreciate you and I honor you for doing the work. Yeah, I love watching beautiful
Your
women.
timing in my life has been divine.
You're welcome.
Again.
You're welcome, as always. All right, so enjoy the rest of your evening. I will see you online or hopefully in person at some stage. Take care.
And your yurts. I want to come and dance in your yurt.
I know, we were trying to get it up and then the rain came again. I'm like, yeah. All right. See you later.
Anyway, bye.
Okay.